Hi guys, I'm back to do another video. I just came back from working out, so I had a choice to either wait. And for me, like I said, just stepping into this new year, I just said I'm not gonna put off, what I feel in my spirit and what I'm led to do, because of a look. So yes, I wanted to come on here and talk to y'all a little bit about learning from life's experiences. Sometimes, when we go through certain things and our parents tell us, learn from our mistakes so that you don't repeat them, and only a fool continue to do the same thing expecting a different result. You're going to get the same outcome if you continue to do the same thing. Now, if you want a different outcome, then you have to switch up your way of thinking, your way of doing things and handling things, right? So, in learning from life experiences, there's a lot of us, like I said, that have taken that road of easier said than done, and we've made that choice at once upon a time to go out there and learn for ourselves. And be it in career, be it in love, be it in your finances, just be it in your personal life, all of those experiences led to you making it here at this stage and at this point of your life. There are some who can get stuck in the mold. And what I mean by that is they allow life's burdens to get them so down to the point where they accept the defeat. But not only do they accept it, they choose to stay there in that victim mentality. Like there's not a chance for them to better their situation or better themselves. And there's a lot of people who choose to remain unhealed. There's a lot of people who choose to remain lost. There's a lot of people who choose to remain in denial and not accepting who they are, not accepting their wrongdoing, and not trying to change themselves because ultimately they want to stay the same. And so what we have learned to do is to take the situations that we've been placed in, whether they were good situations or bad situations, and we've grown from those situations. We've elevated. We've matured. We sought out a different path in our lives because we wanted better. No one made us do it. No one made us do it. It was a conviction of spirit that really allowed us to say, you know what? I can either choose to remain stuck or I can free myself. I can see the bigger picture. I can change my perspective on life, and I can change my course of life. And ultimately, that's going to lead me to living a better life for myself because I've taken the route of becoming a better person. You learn that in learning and growing from life experiences. You get me what I'm saying? Sorry, I forgot to put, I have to put my do not disturb because I have a lot of people that call me in notifications, but we make that choice to become a better person, right? And it's only through going through these situations where we've but we've gone through a great deal. We've gone through great losses in our lives, setbacks, betrayals. You get me what I'm saying? And knowing that we can choose to either make the situation better by growing from it and learning from it and healing from it, that is the best decision that you can make in your life, no matter what you go through. It isn't saying that, you know what, I may have made the wrong decision in trusting this person. I may have made the wrong decision in making the choice of accepting this person back. I may have made the wrong decision in investing in this situation or investing in this deal. I may have made the wrong decision in staying in such a toxic environment for so long because that's what I was used to. That's where I was comfortable. I was afraid to take a leap of faith and start something new for myself. I may have made the wrong decision in having the wrong people, the wrong friends around me, and trusting people of whom I held dear or close to my heart, that ended up hurting me time and time again, showing me their true colors time and time again, betraying me and sabotaging me time and time again, to the point of no return. And that's when you choose to make that decision where it's like, do I keep repeating this cycle? Even if not with these people, but maybe, like I said, it can manifest itself in a different person, but it's the same situation that you're continuously placing yourself in, the same cycles that you're continuously repeating. Why? Because you're not learning from it. You're not seeing what it is that God wants you to see in that situation. Maybe you need to love yourself a little bit more so that you won't be so entrusting and so accepting of people's wrongdoing and intolerable actions, you know what I'm saying, that and behaviors that they show, or actions that they take against you. You get me what I'm saying? It's like you waking up and saying, I mean, wow, is it so bad if I choose to be in a relationship with myself? I mean, society will really have you up in your head feeling like you the lame one and you the weird one because you choosing to opt out of being in a relationship with people, but you want to be in a relationship with yourself and with God. Oh, that's an issue. Oh, it's because they don't fell off. Don't nobody want them. But you very well have a whole slew of people lined up, just waiting for you to just give them a call, waiting for you to give them a chance, waiting for you to just text them back. You're choosing to opt out of that. You're choosing maybe not to start a new situation. These are choices, all choices that you are making for yourself based on the situations that you've gone through, learning from what? Life's experiences. And because in being in those situations, you realize, you know what? That's not something that I want to be in again. That's a feeling that I don't want to feel again. You get me what I'm saying? That's a person or a group of people that I never want to encounter ever again in life. So in moving forward, I'm going to better myself. I'm going to heal myself and everything that entails in healing myself, crying, releasing my fears, releasing toxic thought patterns, releasing toxic behaviors and patterns. You get what I'm saying? Releasing these toxic thoughts, these toxic people, freeing yourself from these toxic cycles and healing. Building a relationship with yourself, building a better relationship with God, stepping into your divine femininity and masculinity. And that's in understanding who you are, understanding what your purpose is, so that you can start speaking your truth and standing in your truth. Finding your inner beauty. Being accepting and appreciative of your outer beauty. There's so many things and lessons that we can take in life, in this world. You get me what I'm saying? There's so many lessons in people not loving themselves more, mutilating themselves, want to change every trait or feature about themselves because they feel like that's what's going to get them accepted. Because it's so it's almost Greek to people. It's almost unfamiliar territory that people have not explored yet. And being in a relationship by yourself, being in a relationship with yourself, being in a relationship with God, choosing to opt out of having friends, and just like I said, normalizing going on solo trips, going on outings with yourself. It's weird to people. It's not becoming of society's norms to do these things, to step outside the norm, but you're choosing to do them. Why? Because you said, you know what, I could keep reaching and getting whoever want to be in my life, whoever I want to be in my life, and keep reaching for leeches that keep depleting me, that keep depriving me of what it is that I'm deserving of. I could keep reaching, I can get them. It ain't a question of if you can get them. It ain't a question of if you can have or get friends. It ain't a question of if you can kick people in your life or get up in a relationship or start a family. It's a matter of quality over quantity. It's a matter of what is good for you and what's not. What's going to serve you, what's going to be beneficial to you, and what's not. What's going to be a blessing to you as opposed to what will be a burden to you. It is a burden to keep picking up people who keep depleting you, who keep depriving you of what it is that you're very well deserving of, because you so afraid to just be your own best friend. You so afraid to just embark on this new journey and choose to be in a relationship with self. Oh, that's just not the norm. People gonna laugh at me. People gonna think that I just can't get nobody. Well, let them think whatever it is that they're gonna think, because at the end of the day, when you 6 feet under, is it gonna matter at that point what these people thought of you? Is it gonna matter at that point how people perceive you? You're gone. You're not here no more. Ain't no more life to live. Ain't no more choices to make. You don't have that option anymore. So now that you are here, you are choosing to say, you know what, I'm going to take the higher road. And the most viable option right now that's available to me right now may not be the one that society is accepting of, but it's the most viable option that I need to take, that God is accepting of, that I'm accepting of. Because you know what? In choosing to be my own best friend, in choosing to be in a relationship with myself, in choosing to be in a relationship with God, baby, it's going to open up my mind to all the possibilities of what it is that I can achieve in this world, how I can go about achieving it, who is worthy to be a part of my success, who is worthy to be in my life, who's deserving of my energy, my time, my resources, my love, my body. Because I'm so connected and I'm so in love with myself, mind, body, soul, and spirit. It's fulfilling to me. It's fulfilling to know that I can wake up and have peace. You can't put a price tag on peace. It's priceless. Your happiness is priceless. No one man on this earth is worth you losing your mind, losing your dignity, losing your self-respect, because you were so unwilling to surrender to change and learn from life's experiences. Do you know what it means to really, it's almost as if you learn a curriculum in school and then they tell you, well, I want you to do this problem or do this so I can see how you're applying it in your everyday life, or so I can see you implement it in this certain area of your life, or so I can see that you understand. Show me that you've grasped, what it is that I was trying to teach you, that you understood the lesson. But see, in this season, the only person that you have to prove that to is God and yourself. I just said something. You ain't got to prove this to family, that you making these decisions for you, or that this is the best option for you, or that you learned from life's experiences, or that, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to prove this to family. You don't have to prove this to friends. You don't have to prove this to anybody but God and yourself. What I'm saying right now, it may sound Greek to you, right? Me getting on here, no makeup, and choosing to come on here and do my videos the way that I do them, talk the way that I talk. It may seem like it's not the norm, right? But see, and you realizing who you are, you understand that you ain't meant to fit in with the mesh, that you ain't meant to fit in with the mold, that you ain't meant to fit in with the crowd. You're actually meant to stand out, because it's a message that God is trying to send to other people who are just like you, who are going through the same situations that you have gone through. They're trying to figure their way out of it too. They're trying to figure their way out of the darkness too. You see, you don't even know what your purpose is in this world. You don't even know what it means, and why I'm telling you that it's so important that you learn from these experiences, that not only do you learn, but you grow, you elevate, you heal from them. Do you get me what I'm saying? And it's not so much about your purpose. That's a part of it. It's what it is for you, so that you don't become stuck. Don't you know that if you hold on to that pain, if you hold on to the regret, if you hold on to how people betrayed you, you can't even see how God is trying to bless you up ahead. You can't even see all the things that's in store for you as you push forward and move forward from out of these situations. You don't even understand, and you won't even be able to see it, because you're so stuck on, well, God, why did they do this to me? And God, why does it feel like I have to be alone? Like, the same thing I'm encountering these friends and these coworkers, I first encountered through family. So that's why I learned to accept it from. That's why I learned to keep it in my life. That's why I learned these toxic habits. So boom, We just discovered something, right? But instead of you learning from it and saying, well, I'm going to break that generational curse, I'm going to break that toxic pattern, because even though this is where I picked it up from, this is not something that I want to continuously be able to say that this is who I am. You get what I'm saying? Even though I picked it up from here, it doesn't mean that it has to stay that way. So I figured out what the root cause is and where it started. And now I can begin this process of saying, well, what do I have to do to heal from it? Because, you know, I was so used to my mom beating me and then coming back after and sitting me on her lap and saying, do you forgive me? And every time, because it's my mom, you know, I wanted her love so bad. I didn't want to make her even more upset. I would just say, yes, mommy, I forgive you. So now that crossed over into my friendships. That crossed over into my relationships, allowing people to abuse me, not only physically, but mentally, spiritually. You get what I'm saying? Just draining me, talking to me any kind of way, in the public, at home, taking from me, not investing back into me. But why? I stay there because I learned to pick it up. I learned to roll with the punches. I learned to, even though people do you wrong, go back and forgive them. As long as they ask for forgiveness, that means that they being sincere. I may say a whole lot of things that people don't want to hear. Only the ignorant will laugh at, oh, she chose to come on the video looking like that and all this type of stuff. But to those who take the message and to those of whom it applies to, that's who I'm reaching, and that's my goal. I've learned to accept what guys give me, even if it's scraps, even if it's breadcrumbs off the floor. They can go put their little coins together to buy a whole loaf of bread. A whole loaf of bread for whoever it is that they want to do it for, but come to me and give me the scraps, the leftovers, the breadcrumbs off the floor after they finish eating the whole loaf of bread. Oh, let me pick up these breadcrumbs and these scraps up off the floor and give it to her because, or give it to her or him because they're going to accept it. Well, let's go back to why we accept that from people. Oh, well, because I seen my mom accept it from my dad. I seen my dad accept it from my mom. I've seen in other family members what people would do to them. And the extent that they would go to betray them, to harm them, to hurt them, to cheat on them, to lie on them, to leave them. And these people will go and run back or cry back. And next thing I hear, oh, so-and-so done got back with so-and-so. What? But didn't he get with her friend? Isn't he in a relationship with her friend right now? Yeah, well, I guess he done left the friend and got back with her. Seeing how they're so accepting of taking people back. And so when that's crossed over into my own relationships, right? Where I allow people to criticize me, call me stupid in public, say that everything that I do don't make no sense, that I'm argumentative, that I'm the problem, because they having to make me look bad, having to drag my name through the mud, all because they want to have people look at me a certain type of way to justify their wrongdoing and mistreatment towards me. And I've learned to accept it because this is what I've seen other people take and accept. Kept taking friends who cheat on me with my boyfriends, get with my boyfriends or exes behind my back. Kept getting with friends who would talk about me behind my back to make themselves look good or feel better about themselves. Kept getting with friends who just were so envious and so jealous of my achievements and success. But I gave them nothing but love. I showed them nothing but comfort and they chose to take my kindness for weakness. Well, where did I pick that up from? Oh, I seen it somewhere. I seen my mom take it. Or I didn't want to be like my mom and get of age and not have any friends that can't come by the house or that I can't call, and I'm so dependent on only maybe having one person in my life that I can talk to. So the fear of the unknown is what led me to accept a lot of things I shouldn't have taken off of people. And bit by bit, blow for blow, every situation, I was resilient. I thought I was healing because I was able to move forward in life, but I realized that when I got of a certain age and I achieved a certain amount of success, just how much more healing I had to do because I was so hurt. Appreciative of where God took me, but hurting because of the things I had to go through and bounce back from and heal from to get here. For every friend that hurt me, for every friend that betrayed me, that was a stripe, a knife just in my back. For every failed relationship, for every failed marriage, for every loss, for every defeat, for every betrayal. But the best thing that I could have done for myself was free myself from these situations. Cut the cord. See, the devil was so busy trying to blind me and having me feel like I was chained to these situations, chained to my past. The enemy was trying to blind me and having me feel like there was no way out. The enemy was trying to blind me and having me feel like I had to accept this loss and defeat for the rest of my life. That there was no coming back, that there was no bouncing back, that there was no getting back on track. But as I started to pray more, as I started to cry out to God and ask him to heal me, because I stretched my hands and I said, Father God, I stretch my hands to thee. No other help I know. Withdraw not thy hands from me, for where will I go? Father, I need you. Father, I need your strength right now, Father, because I don't have it, Father. Father, I feel like giving up. I don't see no way through. I'm asking, Father God, that you guide me through this tough time of my life, for I can't do it alone, Father. And it's in that moment he removed the blindfolds and he say, well, my son and my daughter, my king, my queen, my prince, my princess, the cord is right there. All you got to do is just cut it. And it was in that choice, in that moment, that I said, you know what? I cut the cord. I want freedom. I want to live. I want to have a life worth telling people about, telling my children about, a life worth living. I don't want to merely exist in this world. I want to live. I want to have the best quality of life there is to have. And the only way that I can do that, the only way that I can affect change, not only in my life, but other people's lives, is to, now that I see the clear direction and the move and the path that I need to take, that's what I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose to cut this cord. I'm going to choose to free myself from this toxic pattern, this toxic mental state that I thought I was trapped in. I'm going to choose to free myself from this day forward. And in freeing myself, it is in recognizing that I can either choose to hold on to this resentment and hold on to this pain for the rest of my very life, or all I got to do is just cut that cord. Let God handle the rest and let him guide me to where it is that I need to be in life. And you going through the gutter and people doing all these things to you, don't you know that's what led to your spiritual transformation? Don't you know that's what led to your elevation? Don't you know that's what led to you stepping into your blessings, because you was willing to make a choice and embark on a journey that other people weren't willing to do? Other people weren't willing to cut off certain people, free themselves from certain situations, but get mad when you choose to do it and they see how it panned out for you. Other people wasn't willing to do you right when they had you in their life, but now that they see how your life turned out, now they kicking themselves in the gut for fumbling the ball, for losing out on a real one. Had so much to say, didn't think you was going to make it until they turn around and see how your life turned out. All because you was willing to do what? You was willing to let God order your steps, and you cut the cord. Once he presented the opportunity to you on what you can do, you did just that. And now you're able to reflect back on these situations that you was in and seeing how it all led to this very moment of your life. Because you chose to learn from life's experiences. And that was the best thing that you could have done. And I am so proud of you. And I ask that you continue to spread this message to anyone who needs to hear it, who's going through something, who feels stuck in their life, who feel like there's no way out, who feel like they can't bounce back. Because let me tell you something, God will make a way where there's no way, baby. He will make a way where there's no way. And trust, and let me tell you something, I'm not the only one who can attest to that. There's a whole lot of you who's watching this video who can confirm how God came through for you, because you know where you was when you was working that dead-end job. And you didn't know if another opportunity was going to present itself. And so many people was fighting you, didn't want you to be promoted, didn't even want you to have the job, trying to sabotage you so you lose the job. But God said, come what may, I'm going to ensure that you get to where you need to be in life, because I promised you that. I made a promise to you. I made a promise not to fail you. I made a promise to take you very far in life. I made a promise to you. And I keeps my promises. How hard was it for you? Didn't know if you was going to have another opportunity. Didn't know if you was going to be able to get the money to repair your car, to get your car up out the shop. And that was your livelihood for a lot of y'all. Your car. Being able to make deliveries. Being able to get around. To get the interviews. So much loss, man. And we couldn't see our way through because that devil had us blindfolded until God revealed to us what we had to do, because we called on his name. Because we surrendered to change. Because we made that choice to heal and grow and learn from life experiences instead of allowing it to keep us stuck and stagnant and stupid in life. You understand what I'm saying? We said we're not going to keep repeating these cycles. We're not going to keep having the same results. We surrendered to change. You did what God called you to do. And he came through for you, and he did the impossible. He did the unimaginable. He did the unthinkable, because there's nothing impossible for God. There's nothing impossible for God. All you have to do is make that change, make that move, take that step, take that leap of faith, and let him handle the rest. And that's exactly what you did. When you could have taken any other option to give up, to take your life, to fall into a deep, dark abyss, into a sunken place. That's where the enemy wanted you. But you chose to fight your way up out that evil, to fight your way up out the darkness. And when it got too much for you to bear, you called on God, because you said, you know what, God, I can't do this alone. I can't do this alone. And I know you don't want me to. I know this is not the life that you said and that you promised that I would have. I know there's more, God. I know that there's more. And I plan on living to see my way through it. Who I'm talking to? Who I'm talking to? I'm talking to somebody. Oh, please don't come on this video and say, well, I didn't go through nothing. This ain't for me. Life was just a skip and a breeze for me. Well, this ain't your video. And this is not your message to hear. I'm talking to my people who done went through some things. I'm talking to my people who almost gave up. I'm talking to my people that know that everything that you went through was for a reason. What I tell you all the time, God picked his strongest warriors for the toughest battles. And the further that enemy wanted to pull you back and hold you back, that's just the further that God propelled you forward in life. Who I'm talking to? You went through the most because God already had predestined for you to have the most in your life, to have all these blessings in your life. That's why you went through the most. Because you stood to be blessed the most. Because you're chosen and you're anointed. And you have a purpose in this world. The further that enemy tried to hold you back, it's just the further that God propels you forward. Did he not? And you going through all those losses and all those defeats, losing all that weight, almost losing your mind, almost giving up, having nothing, thinking that you wasn't going to have nothing in life because of how things panned out for you, how opportunities slipped through your fingertips. You was being held back. And once you woke up and you realized what you needed to do, you kept doing it and you kept waiting out on God. and you cut the cords, and you surrender to change, and you learn from life's experiences, and now you're here. And I'm proud of you, and he's proud of you. You made it, and you graduated to the next level. It's only up from here. So get ready. And until next time, I want you to stay prayed up and be blessed. I want you to understand that I love you from the bottom of my heart to the depths of my soul. I want you to continue to reach one, teach one, bring others to the JC gang. We ride together, we slide together. JC gang for life.